Flosstube, it's Bernie here from Hooking and Stitching. Today is Thursday the 13th of May and I'm here for my next Flosstube update. If you're new here, this is a channel primarily about cross stitching. I also do crochet. I'm known as Little Grey Hook on many platforms as a crocheter. So I share some of my crochet work and occasionally I share a bit of diamond painting, a bit of a life update, that sort of thing. So if you are new here, thank you for stopping by to see what I'm up to, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming to join me again today. It's lovely to spend some time with you. So I'm going to crack on and show you my whips and things, and I've got a bit of a haul. I've got some crochet to show you and just a little bit of life update, a bit of stitchy kindness to share with you for the first time, which is nice. So when I last spoke to you all, now I'm filming a little bit late this week, I must apologise. I planned on filming Tuesday a couple of days ago, but life got in the way. My washing machine backed up and we spent the whole day trying to fix it, which yeah, took all day as well, and I've not been very well either. I'm currently on antibiotics for tonsillitis, so I have actually got a bit of a high temperature at the moment, but I've taken several COVID tests and each one's come back negative, so not that you can catch it through the screen, but yeah, just in case you're concerned, I don't think it's COVID, I think I'm alright. But yeah, I'm just looking through my book. I last spoke to you on Tuesday the 27th of April. Yeah, that's when I filmed, and I'd been working on High Hopes by Just Nan, and I'd got another day left on my rotation on that one. So you'll see Darcy has joined us today, haven't you, Princess? Hello. She is 9 on Monday, aren't you? Got a birthday on Monday. We have another birthday in the house as well. Tomorrow it's my daughter's 6th birthday, so she's very excited about that. Got to get some presents and stuff wrapped today. Right, so this is High Hopes, Just Nan. Gorgeous little chart. It is only a little one actually, it's not huge. I can't think what the stitch count is on this one. Where's it going to tell me? 81 by 81, so it's not massive. Not at all, but it is quite heavy stitching. There's quite a lot in there. Not full coverage obviously, but still a fair bit in there. So I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. I don't know which side I'm going to do it. And I'll show you how it's getting on now. I did quite a bit of work on this one. I'm quite pleased. Just move my needle winder and we'll put it up on the actual pattern. Come here. So here it is now. So you can see I completed the birds because my floss came in, and what else did I do? That basket in the middle, I think that's finished. Did some of the tree, if I remember right, on this side. I think the whole top is now complete. You can see, if I zoom right in, the 2 eggs, I'm going to focus, on top of the nest. They're my first specialty stitches, proper specialty stitches. Those are Smyrna crosses, and I keep hearing people on Flosstube talk about Smyrna crosses, and I actually realised there was some in this pattern. So that's the first time I've done those, and I'm quite pleased with them. And I couldn't say it. I've never come across that word before, and I had to watch a few videos of other people saying it so I could pronounce it properly, because it doesn't look like it says Smyrna to me. What does it look like it says? Smyrna, S-M-Y-R-N-A, but it's Smyrna. It makes sense now, look at it, Smyrna cross. Yeah, I just couldn't pronounce it for the life of me. But yeah, really pleased with the progress on that one. It's coming along nicely. It's amazing how quick it is actually, because it is only small. And when I crack on and spend a few hours on it, I can get quite a lot done, which I'm pleased about. This is, talking about fabric, shouldn't I? This is 28 count mushroom Lugana by Zweigart, because I wanted to do it on an even weave as opposed to a linen, and we had that whole dilemma about whether it goes on the green linen or the mushroom coloured Lugana. But yes, I'm pleased, because I'm pleased with the size of it as well. I think it would have been fine on 32 count, but we did talk about whether the charm would fit, 'cause there's a little charm fits in a bird bath up here. Incidentally, I was thinking about when I'm finished with this chart, what I'm going to do with it. You know, am I going to sell it? Am I going to perhaps give it away? Which might be a nice idea. But because it comes with this little bird bath charm, I don't know if you can see that. Put it the right way up. Obviously, I'll be using that on mine, so it won't have the charm. So I did actually start to look to see if I can buy anything similar. Now, I haven't been on Just Nan's website, but I went on Etsy, and there are lots of like little bird bathy type charms. So that what I might do before I use this as a giveaway is purchase a little charm for it, and then at least it's there for the next person, which will be nice. So yeah, that's Just Nan. So that had one more day of progress since you last saw it, and then I moved on to my darling, by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Irina Garmashova. This is my biggest full coverage piece, the first full coverage piece I started on, and it's got to be 3 years old now, because I purchased this pattern Mother's Day in the US 3 years ago, so I know it was in the May, and I think I started at the end of May actually, if I'm being honest with myself. So it's coming up for 3 years old. It's very, very nearly there. And I can tell you it was at 73.79%. I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like before. It's still on the frame, but I concentrated down here. You can see I put in quite a lot of white. Well, it's 3865. I think I did just do 3865 all the way. Yeah, there it is now. So I put in, how many stitches? 827 stitches over the course of a couple of nights, and it's now at 74.49% complete. So we're so close to that 3/4 mark. I know next time I bring it out I will definitely hit it. But yeah, there's an awful lot of 3865 still to go in this. There's loads. But yeah, it's coming. It's getting there. It will be finished. Perhaps not this year, but it will get finished. At some point I'll have to take it out the frame again so you can see the whole thing, because at the moment you obviously can't. But it's such a pain. I was going to say something bad then. It's such a pain putting it on the frame. It's just, I quite like to just leave it on there when I can. I only tend to move it if I need to. But yes, this one is sort of, apologies, that's a cat. I think that's Bailey. I'm not sure what he's doing. But yeah, this is this piece will always be for Darcy, because she's my darling too. Right, Darcy, you're not looking? You say hi. Are you sleepy? I don't know how you can be sleepy. She spent the whole night on my head last night. Literally, I went to sleep with her on my pillow, and there were a couple of times I woke up in the night just to turn over or have a cough or something, and she was still on my pillow. And when I woke up this morning, she was there, and it was so nice to wake up and stroke her and immediately be greeted with purrs. Sweetheart. Right, so that was my darling. So that took me to the 1st of May and the start of Mania stitches. But I'm going to show you something else I worked on first, and then I'll show you what I've been working on for Mania. So in between my Mania work, which I've explained in a couple of previous videos, I'm concentrating on the Brooks Books Advent Animals so that I can get them done for Christmas. But in the meantime, I decided just to get a few stitches in on Unicorn Spring. Another Heaven and Earth design. Artwork by David Penfold. Found. I always want to say Penfold. It's Penfound, David Penfound, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the mini. There is still plenty of detail. It's very heavy confetti. I'm still working across the top row at the moment. I'll pop in a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. And here it is now. So you can see I've been working over on this side and all this confetti. There's a lot of it. How many stitches did I put in? 230 on the first evening, 150 on the second, and 309 on the third. So close to 700 stitches, isn't it? Just shy of. But this is now, I've not written what percentage it's at now, but it's over a quarter complete. It's about 27% now. And absolutely love this piece, and this is for my daughter. And every time it comes out, she gets all excited. And I'm doing this, oh, see, I've done it again. My darling is stitched 2/1 on 18 count Easy Guide Ada, and this is stitched 2/1 half stitches or 10th stitches on 28 count Easy Count Ada. So this one will be considerably smaller. You can see this is the length of the pattern itself, so it's not massive like my darling is. But that's because the stitches are teeny tiny. See those little individual stitches there at the bottom? That's how small each stitch is, and that eventually works together to make a whole picture. But yeah, I've just been leaving this on the Q-snap because this is my full coverage Fanatics 21 in 21, although because I'm doing it half stitch it's 42 in 21, and I realised I was a bit behind, so I thought if I leave this on the Q-snap at the side of me when I'm not working on my mania pieces, I can do some work on this. But I have discovered over the last, I haven't worked on this for nearly a week now because I've got a lot of work putting on my mania pieces, but it's fine, it'll get done, it doesn't matter. That's that one. So yes, that's everything that I worked on that wasn't mania pieces. I'm gonna have a sip of tea. Oh, I don't know if you can, I think you can see my orchid flowered. This has been sitting up in the bathroom all winter because it flowered last year. Cause I was gifted it. When it was gifted, it had flowers on it, and then the flowers died off, and it was just the stalk and a few leaves. So I popped it in the bathroom, and it's been in the bathroom all winter. And then I was in there the other day, and I just happened to notice it got some buds on it, and it's flowered again. So I'm really pleased with that because that's not a fake one, that is real. I have managed to keep it alive for like a year. I'm using my daughter's bunny mug today. She gets quite cross when she sees me using her bunny mug. She's at school, and what she doesn't know won't hurt her unless she watches this video. I think my mug's in the dishwasher. Right, so Mania. Advent Animals by Brooks Books. So, last time you saw this, I'd completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was working 7, and I was working on number 8. So these are the first ones. So you've got Katie Kitty, Peter Polar Bear, can't remember the name of the mouse, Duncan Dog, Hattie Hedgehog, Cashmere Camel. So those are the first 6, and this is 28 count even weave in sage, and I've done the borders for each one. Let me I'm a bit closer. In Steph Francis silk, and this particular silk is number 41. Steph Francis fine silk. It's absolutely gorgeous variegated silk, and it's beautiful. And they're here in the UK, so it's sporting a UK dyer. She does cottons as well. I need to perhaps try some of her cottons. But yeah, that's the first 6. So I'd already done those, and then I've done number 7, which is Pierre Penguin, and this is 14 count light blue Ada, because I'm just using not all scraps, because that was a fairly decent piece, and another piece I bought was a fairly decent piece, but I have tried to use up some of my Ada scraps for this because they're only small. And yeah, I said I wasn't overly keen on the light blue because it doesn't really show up the white ever so well. I mean, you can see it. Obviously, his body's very white, but that's because he's surrounded in black, it's easy. But yeah, I'd finished him, and I was working on number 8, which is Pearly Pig. So, popping a picture of what she looked like last time you saw her. and I finished her. So on the 8th of May, I'm skipping forward a little bit, I'll explain in a minute. The 8th of May, I worked on Pearly Pig and I completed her. Now, I did notice when I'd finished that I made ever so slight mistake on the back stitching. Underneath her eyes isn't supposed to be back stitched in black, it's supposed to be stitched in this light grey that's around her pearls. But I'm not pulling it out, it's fine. I like it, it's not a problem. But this is grey 14 count Ada, and you can see how much better the white shows up against it. Which is lovely. So she's finished. So I worked on her on the 8th. On the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way through to the 7th, I told myself I was going to work on all the borders, which is why I managed to get some work done on my full coverage pieces, because I did the borders and I sort of averaged between 2 and 3 a day, because I needed to do 16. I think it was, yeah, because I'd done up to 8 and there's 25, and it's more than 16, isn't it? It's 25 in total. Anyway, I badgered on, went on, and I cracked on, and I put in all the borders. So I worked on that for, I'm deliberately not showing you the bottom of the fabric because I've got more work, but yeah, I popped in all the borders. Now, I ran out of the Steph Francis silk number 41, which is this one. So I bought another skein of the 41, and that's how it came out. Not the same, there's not as much yellow in it, but I'm not worried because these are all, once I finish them, they're all going to be sort of individual, they're not all together, which is why the spacing isn't uniform. But I also treated myself to another one, I think this is number 46, and I quite like that one as well. That's some light greens and blues as well as some reds. So I thought that works for Christmas as well. So I switched and changed. I did a few in that one and a few in that one, and got all the borders done by the end of play on the 7th, so that I could work on Pearly Pig on the 8th. So then on the 9th, it was time for Kenny Kangaroo. And there he is. He's not finished. There is some backstitch still to do, but the vast majority of him is done. Most of the stitch, I think there's one stitch that I haven't done, and then there's some, they're called sun sparkles. Every other one has got like little snowflakes, but this one, because he's in Australia, and obviously in Christmas in Australia it's summer, he's on the beach. Now this isn't as charted at the bottom here. I realised after I'd stitched him that I've made the border too big. I'm about 3 stitches out too long. God knows how I'll manage that. So I sort of freestyled it a bit at the bottom there just to fill the space. And yeah, he's got sun sparkles around him instead of snowflakes, which I've still got to do. But yeah, he's holding his little stocking there. Now, according to the chart, that bottle that's in his stocking is a bottle of sun cream, but he's Australian, that's beer. That is a bottle of beer. I don't know what brand, but it's definitely not sun cream. And obviously he's got his little tropical drink there. The tequila sunrise or something. Can't say I blame him. So that was what I worked on the 9th, Kenny Kangaroo. And then on the 10th, I was at work, which shows, because I didn't get as much work in. But this is Sheila Sheep. So you can see the start of the sheep. You know, I've got some stitches in. What was important to me is to make sure I get the numbers in, so I know exactly which one is which. So I know this is number 10, because I've already put the 10 on. But yeah, that's Sheila Sheep. I can show you what these are going to look like. So that's Sheila Sheep sitting there in a chair doing some knitting. Very appropriate. Number 10. And yeah, and so that's where I got to on the 10th. So that was a work day. That was Monday, of course it was. So then on the Tuesday, which was a day off, that's all the ones I've done on that piece of fabric. This is 28 count Whisper Grey, even weave. And then on the 11th, what have I just showed you? 10. So yes, 11th I worked on Fitzwilliam Frog. So the 11th was Tuesday, wasn't it? Which was my day off, so I got a bit more work done on him. So he will look like that when he's finished. So again, I've got most of him done. Still got the back stitching to do, and he's singing, so he has notes stitched around him. So yeah, I've still got to finish that. But I put him on the light blue Ada because there isn't so much white. There's only a bit of white at the bottom and in the notes, whereas the rest of him is darker colours, so it showed up nicely on the light blue. Yeah, that was the 11th. And then the 12th was yesterday, because today's 13th. And yesterday was the turn of Sophie Squirrel. Little squirrel holding an acorn, I think. And she's got reindeer antlers on her head, part of a hat. And again, I didn't, because yesterday was a working day again, I didn't get quite as much done on this one, but I put the 12 in, the important bit, and I started work on her. There's so many shades of brown. I think there's about 4 different shades of brown in her so far. And actually I can see it better in the camera than I can in real life. But yeah, so I've still got a fair bit to do on her. But she started. So today being the 13th, I'm going to start number 13. And I've actually printed them all off now, so I can show you them all. So today is the turn of Colin Cardinal. And I like him. I've got a thing about cardinals. We don't have them here in the UK. I don't think. I've never seen one. I think it's a US bird. But they're beautiful. And I've got a Heaven and Earth Designs chart with cardinals on it that I've not started yet. But I chose that because I just thought the birds were beautiful. So that's Colin Cardinal. That's what I'll be working on today. And on the 14th we've got Cassie Cow. And if anybody's wondering about these charts, these are free. These are free charts by Brooks Books Publishing. Just type in Brooks Books Animals into Google. And I'll put a link below as well. But yeah, you can get these charts for free and just print them off. And then on the 15th will be Rascal Raccoon. So obviously I've not started any of these. These are what I'm starting on each day. And I've got all the frames all ready. There's no guarantee that they're the right size. 16th, Gigi Giraffe. Giraffe? Gigi Giraffe. I like that one. Oh, we've lost Darcy. She's gone. 17 Hamilton Horse. I like that one. Horse in an ugly sweater. 18 Remy Rabbit. I know my kids will like this one because it's a rabbit. Rabbit in a stocking. 19 will be Larry Lion. 20, this one's one of my favourites actually, Odette Owl. Just pretty little owl. 21, Ethan Elephant. A lot of stitching in that one. 22 is Ping Panda. 23, Alistair Alligator. A lot of stitching in that one. 24 is Deborah Donkey. And then last but not least, 25 is Rudolph Reindeer. The red-nosed reindeer. So that will take me up to the 25th of May. Now when am I going to speak to you again if I'm filming? Well, it'll be less than 2 weeks if I go back to my Friday, won't it? So today is the 13th. Actually, that will take me up to the 25th because May, the second Tuesday, a week on Tuesday is the 25th of May, so I should be starting Rudolph Reindeer on that day when I'm filming. That's the plan. So I should be able to show you the start on all of the other ones. That's going to be loads of progress to show you. Exciting stuff. Right, so that's what I'm working on, and then the plan is after that, I mean I'll talk next week about what my plans are after that of course, but it will be to go back all the way to number 8 is done, isn't it? 9 isn't finished, that's it. So I'll go back to number 9 probably on the 26th and finish him, and then finish her, and so on and so forth until I'm working my way through. So any that are left at the end of May, my plan is to then bring them out in Christmas in July. And then I can get them finished and ready for Christmas, which would be great. Now, speaking of finishing, bought a bit of haul, and some of it is for, well, one piece of it is for helping to finish those. So I had a little order with Wool Warehouse. My crocheter, so I use Wool Warehouse when I'm not using my local shop. I mean, bless them, at my local shop they've not been open for a few days because they've got flu. They're actually, the shop is in Long Eaton here in Nottingham, which is where I work, and we've had I think we're the second highest COVID hotspot in the whole of the UK. There was a massive outbreak at the local secondary school. To the point where the secondary school actually shut completely because there were that many pupils off. We're talking hundreds, and yeah, it's shot the local rate right up because it's classed as Erewash, which is where I am here in Derbyshire, and yeah, COVID is rife here. So yes, unfortunately, they've said they've got flu at the local yarn shop. They've tested for COVID and tested negative, but bless them. So my local yarn shop isn't open, so I did place an order with Wool Warehouse. So yeah, I'm going into haul now because I've showed you my cross stitch. So this is what I bought for my Advent animals. I bought some polka dot trim. See that? And it's bright red. And I just bought 3 meters of it to start with because I knew that won't be enough, but I wanted to see what it looked like because it's hard to see on a screen what it's going to look like. But I think actually that's perfect. If I show you this, my idea is that once I've mounted these on the mount board, that I will go around the edges with this. That'll work nicely to finish them off. So I'll probably have to order some more of that because I worked out I think each picture is going to take about that much. So yeah, worked out I've gone all the way around. So I will get some more of that. But yeah, really pleased with that. And then while I was there, I ordered a piece of fabric, as you do. So I've got some 32 count Murano, and this is in platinum. I've not seen platinum in the flesh before, and I know it's a nice neutral. So it's actually very similar to mushroom, I think. Where's my mushroom? Ah. So that's mushroom, and that's platinum. Oh, it is different, yeah. Lighter, but it's a nice neutral. Let's say 32 count, decent sized piece. It's a 19 inch by 27 inch. I don't know whether that's a fat quarter, is it? I don't really know what a fat quarter is. I tend to just buy my fabric in inches. So I picked that up. I also picked up another floss box. So just one of the hemline ones. They're like £4 on Wool Warehouse. Comes with a few of the flimsy bobbins. But because I've got 2 of these already and they are rammed, and every time I buy more floss I'm trying desperately to squeeze the bobbins in. So it's time I bought myself another box. And so I also bought myself some of the DMC cardboard bobbins. These are the bobbins I use. I know you can get the plastic ones and they're a bit more heavy duty, but I get on fine with these. I don't have an issue, and if they start to become a bit raggedy I just replace them. So I just picked up some more of those, and then I also picked up some more buttons. So just some little white edged buttons there. There's 8 in that pack. It's nice. And then got some little mother of pearl heart-shaped buttons as well. And there's 6 in there. So when I do the baby cardigans, they take 3 buttons each, so there's 2 cardigans worth in here. I like the way the light catches that. Pretty buttons. And then, obviously because I was a wool warehouse, I bought yarn. So I'll show you what I got. This Georgia bag. Mostly just sort of my usual Stylecraft Special DK, but I did get a couple of special ones. This is James Seabrett Marble. Oh, it's so soft. And it's DK, although it looks a bit thicker, I think. I think it looks thicker than the Stylecraft, which is also DK. But I just thought, you know what, that colourway will make gorgeous cardigans, because I'm really enjoying making my cardigans at the moment. So that's the plan for these. A couple of pretty cardigans. And, oh, it's so nice. That really is nice yarn. So I'm going to get some more of that in different shades, I think. Yeah, that's nice. And then, so that's what I got from Wool Warehouse. A couple of other things I bought. Now, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed with these. I bought myself some of these. These are magnetic, they call them magnetic cable ties. And the idea with these is that when you're working, say with Q-snap, either with your Q-snap or your hoop, if you're not using one of these, a grind guard, the idea is that you can put these around to hold your fabric in place. Now they're not really big enough for Q-snaps, which is fine, I appreciate that. But I bought them more for my hoop because I don't have a grind guard for my hoop when I use that. And the idea is you just tuck your excess fabric, dropping stuff. Sorry. You tuck your excess fabric up, and then you clip this either side of the fabric in the hoop, and it just holds it out of the way for you. But the magnets on these are so disappointing. They just don't hold. I mean, look, they look quite good there. They're clinging to each other. But I found them really, as soon as there's a bit of weight on the fabric, they were just popping off. So I can't say I'm enamoured with those. Whether it's just that I got a bad brand, I don't know. I ordered these through Facebook. Whether the ones on Amazon are better, have got stronger magnets, I don't know. Because I even found that, I thought, is it because I'm trying to stretch it too far? Because then these are the short ones. So I put 2 together. Try and do this. And then tried to do it that way so that it was longer, but it's still just, they come apart so easy. Not like needle mines where you're prizing them apart. These, no effort at all. So I'm so disappointed with those that they weren't working for my purse. While I was doing my food shop in Tesco, I came across these. And I use these all the time to clip my own hair out when I'm doing my hair and stuff. And these were dead cheap. I think I got 4 of them for £2. And these work perfectly. They hold the fabric and clip to the side of my hoop, and it's out of the way. So I substituted for these. So that's all my haul. That's everything I've bought. Let's carry on and talk haul, because I've got a few things coming now. I want to talk about, I mentioned Stitchy Kindness. I'm not going to name any names because the person I'm talking about knows that I'm talking about them, but I received some overwhelming kindness. A couple of weeks ago I was watching somebody's video, and as I was putting my own comment in, I noticed a comment that said, oh, you should have buymeacoffee.com, and it sort of twigged a bell. I've heard of that before, what's that? So I googled it, and buymeacoffee.com is like a website where you set yourself up with an account, and they give you a link, and then you put that link on your social media, your YouTube channel, that sort of thing, and people can click the link and donate money to buy you a coffee. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea, because I haven't got enough subscribers at the moment to monetize my channel, but I won't do even when if I get to the 6,000 subscribers. I'm not interested in monetizing my channel, because I find it quite annoying when I'm watching a video and the adverts are popping up, and Right, we'll go another advert. I almost feel a bit obliged to watch it sometimes because I know that the YouTuber then gets a contribution for the watching of the ads and things like that. So yeah, I like the idea of this buy me a coffee, because then if somebody did want to contribute, they have the option to. So I set it up, and the link's down below in my channel, but hooking and stitching didn't fit, so I used Little Grey Hook. And I set it up and I thought no more of it, just completely forgot. Anyway, beginning of last week I think it was, I woke up in the morning and there was a notification on my phone from PayPal to say I'd received some money from this name I didn't recognise. That's strange, what's that about? You know, and first thing I thought was, have I bought something, say on eBay, and the seller can't, for whatever reason, get it to me, so they've sent me a refund? But the figure didn't ring true in my head. You know, I haven't bought anything for that value, and then I'm thinking, is it a scam? You know, I mean, I woke up this morning, there was a text from Royal Mail telling me I needed to send them £2.99 because one of my parcels that I'm expecting hasn't been paid for, and I know this is a scam, just from a standard mobile number. So I'm always on the lookout for scams. You know, I tend to treat things as scams before I verify if they're actually real, just to avoid myself getting caught out. But yes, I'm thinking, is this a scam, you know? So I logged on, I opened up my phone and went into my emails, and it all became clear. It had actually come from this buy me a coffee. And this lovely lady in the States had sent me a message along with, say, a donation to say that she liked my videos. Thank you so much. I mentioned in my last video that we were having a bit of stress with my son because he's undergoing an autism diagnosis, and it is causing quite a bit of friction in the house, and we're all struggling along. It's not his fault. It's just he's wired slightly different to the rest of us, and we're working out how best to work with him. But yeah, absolutely overwhelmed with the kindness that this lady had thought that she would like to send me a donation, and she sent me a message saying, yeah, buy yourself something nice with it, you know, something stitchy if you want. And I want to tell you that I have. Thank you so much, and I will get into that in a minute because it's not arrived yet. But I just, you know, with all the horrors and the bad feeling and all the negativity you see in the news at the moment, and you know, all the bad things that happen. I mean, recently there was an assault like less than half a mile from here. A young lad's critical in hospital. 3 teenage boys have been arrested in connection with it. They attacked him, and you know, with so many horrible things happening all around you all the time, it's so hard to remember that there are some wonderfully lovely people out there, and people are kind. Not everybody is a monster. And I just felt so much gratitude that this lady reached out to me and showed me that there are still some wonderful people in the world. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm hoping I'm coming across as genuine here, because I really, really am so genuine that I'm so grateful. And I must admit, my first feelings when I received were guilt, that I felt like I'd been begging somehow, and that, you know, I'm not, you know, we're not bad off. I live in a nice house, and you know, me and my husband both have jobs, and you know, we're not struggling at all, you know, financially. But my husband said, no, somebody wanted to send you a gift, and the gracious thing to do is to accept the gift, which I have done. So thank you so much. You know who you are. I want to tell you that I went on to 123stitch.com and ordered the Nora Corbett chart that I talked about in my last video, that I want to start on that green fabric that I couldn't figure out what to put on. So yeah, I've ordered the chart and I've ordered some beads, and it can't travel alone, so I've popped another chart in with it. But thank you so much. I can't wait for those to arrive. I'm really hoping that they're going to come before the beginning of June, because it's my birthday at the beginning of June, and I want that Nora Corbett to be my birthday start. So I'm going to have to think about perhaps having a sal or something. That's what Flosstubers do, isn't it? Have a sal with a hashtag to relate to to my start for my birthday. So yeah, birthday salad, that would be a good idea. So you watch this space, and those are due to arrive. I'm trying to think, I'm sure there's something else I'm expecting. I'm still waiting for my fabric coming from Crafty Kitten. That will arrive at some point, I'm sure. And I'll be able to start a couple of projects that I want to do on those. The other thing that I wanted to mention was Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. You've totally enabled me. She showed one of her mania starts, Opening Gambit by Long Dog Samplers. I didn't say that right, or did I? Long Dog Samplers. I absolutely loved it when you showed it, and I keep going on the website and looking at it and thinking that's so nice. And I think my dad would like it because he's a chess player and he taught me how to play chess when I was younger. And yeah, I want to start that at some point too. So I'm already thinking about what fabric to do it on, and I think I've decided on 3809. I think it is. It's a like a teal, bluey green colour, and I'm thinking on a grey fabric. Or, you know, a silver moon. I think that's a really nice. Perhaps the 32 count. But yeah, those will have to wait till next month anyway. Right, this video's dawdling on. Last thing to show you was some crochet. So the blankets that I showed you last time have gone. They've actually landed in America. I checked the tracking, so they've gone across the pond over to America. So I'm really looking forward to when they arrive. And the lady who they're for, I don't know if she watches my videos, but yeah, they should be with you soon. So I had to start some new, because I've had a couple more orders come through. So the first order I had was from a friend who lives in a town that we moved from. I used to work with her, and she's had one of these before, a ripple blanket in white, silver and clematis. And she said, could you make me another one of those please? I think one of her friends is having a baby, so I'm working on this. This is how far I am so far. At a third-ish, quarter to a third. So yeah, I'm rippling away on that one. And then my friend who had the blue and white blanket and little white cardigan with the blue buttons recently asked me if I could do her another one of the blankets exactly the same. So I'm working on that too. Incidentally, the little boy that the first one, although I think this one's for him as well, he was born yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or was it? No, it wasn't yesterday. They're home from hospital now. No, Monday. He was born on, or was it Tuesday? I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but he was born this week. Gorgeous little boy, came by cesarean section. And yeah. So I've started that one anyway for this, so again, that one's fairly good progress. Beavering away. This is the cozy stripe pattern. So it's rows of, these are UK terms, these are trebles. They're known as double trebles in the US. And then, no they're not not double trebles, they're known as doubles in the US. And then granny trebles or granny doubles. Got that upside down. And then, just because I love making them so much, I started another little cardigan. This is Stylecraft Special DK in Pale Rose. And this one's going to be in my shop, because it's not an order, it's just one that I decided I wanted to start. Little newborn size cardigan. Needs its sleeves yet, and I've got a couple more rows of the puff stitches to do. And then yeah, that will go up in my Etsy shop. That's why I bought some more buttons, so that I could make some blankets to go in some cardigans to go in my shop. So there we go. I think that's about it for now then. So I was supposed to have gone for my first COVID jab today, but I've had to cancel because I'm still suffering a bit with the tonsillitis. I've got a temperature still. I can't seem to stabilise it, taking painkillers and things, but I know if I go in there and they take my temperature, they're just going to go, no, you're not well enough. So I've had to cancel. My husband had his yesterday, so things are moving on. I think on the 17th here they lift some more restrictions, so we can actually go into a cafe or a restaurant or something and sit down and eat instead of having to eat outside, which would be brilliant. I mentioned it's my little girl's birthday tomorrow, She's 6, so I've got to get prepped for that. Having a haircut on Saturday. Trying to get rid of these awful ends. I haven't had a haircut this year. I could do with some colour as well, but that's not happening this time. That'll be next time. But yeah, so next time you see me, oh, it should look a bit neater. And then my daughter's got riding lessons. I've got a busy weekend ahead again. No shows this weekend. We were supposed to have had a show Sunday just gone, but I just wasn't well enough to do it, so I had to dip out. And then yeah, it's Darcy Cat's birthday on Monday. Still no Bailey. He doesn't want to join in the videos. I will show him to you at some point. Bailey! Bailey! No, I think he's asleep. So with that, I shall sign off. I should be able to get this video edited and uploaded later on this evening because my husband's working on the laptop at the moment, so I can't do it right now. And everybody stay safe, stay well. Things are finally starting to get back to a bit of normality, aren't they, which is great. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me today, and enjoy your stitching. Bye bye.